Doctor of Ministry program is very unique in that it helps people who are already at a very high level achieve more confidence and I would say more competence in the ministry. Hi, my name is Marcus Merritt, and I serve as the director of the Doctor of Ministry program here at Luther Rice College and Seminary. Let me just say a word about who Luther Rice is or was. He was a Baptist, he was a pastor, he was a writer, he was an editor of a newspaper, and he was someone that believed very strongly in missions. And so that's who we are at Luther Rice. We are people who are deeply involved in ministry and people who believe the Bible is the inerrant and the inspired Word of God. And you're watching this because that's who you are as well. And a degree at Luther Rice College and Seminary can help you become the minister that God has called you to be. It's often been said that a call to ministry is a call to prepare. And that doesn't just mean as we're preparing to go into ministry. It means those of us who have been in ministry for many years understand the need to continue a lifelong process of learning. And before we get into the details of the Doctor of Ministry program, let me just share a little bit about myself. I was saved at the age of 10, and at the age of 21, God called me into the ministry. And I didn't know what that meant, but I knew that I needed to prepare myself for whatever God had in store for me. Well, for about 18 years, I served in the role of pastoral ministry and very much loved that. Thought I would do that until I retired. But then I was called away to serve at the state convention level. I served at the Alabama State Convention and then later at the Georgia Baptist State Convention. And that was very fulfilling. And again, thought I'd retire doing state convention work. But then I had the opportunity to come to Luther Rice in 2021. And a few months later, I was tapped to serve as the director of the Doctor of Ministry program. When I first came to Luther Rice, I was teaching on the undergraduate level. And I enjoyed that. I loved being able to interact with pastors on the front end of their ministry. But now, serving as a director of the Doctor of Ministry program, I'm dealing with pastors and other ministers who are very much in their prime. I mean, these are seasoned veterans. The Doctor of Ministry program is very unique in that it helps people who are already at a very high level achieve more confidence and I would say more competence in the ministry. Well, it's very different from a PhD. Both are terminal degrees. PhD is the terminal degree in research and academia. The DMin degree is a terminal degree for ministry. So it's much more practically and ministerially oriented. And the DMin degree, being the terminal degree in ministry, means that you've reached the highest level of learning for a pastor. And it's not just research. It's not just writing, it's practical ministry. Now, you do learn greater research and writing skills. No doubt about that. There is an element of research and writing, but it's all practically and ministerially oriented. As for example, your project that you're going to do at the end of the program, it's going to deal with a real world problem or challenge that you're facing in your ministry. So it's not some theory. You're not just writing about some former a great church father. I mean, you're dealing with a real problem or a real challenge in your ministry area. And all the classes that you take before you do that project, they all work together to inform this very practical project that you're going to do at the end of this degree program. So when you walk across that stage and I put the hood over your head and Dr. Steinhilber hands you that diploma, you're going to be a more confident and a more competent minister, even though you've already had years of experience. And not only do you have a degree that shows you're now a doctor of ministry, but you've also come to some sort of resolution to a problem that you face in your ministry. So it's very practically oriented. A problem or a challenge in your ministry has been addressed, and along with that, you have received greater writing and greater research skills. I'm excited for you to become a part of the rich legacy and heritage at Luther Rice College and Seminary. Some of my greatest heroes in ministry have graduated here. Men like Dr. Jerry Vines, O.S. Hawkins, Dr. Gerald Harris, and even the great Charles Stanley. They all have their Doctor of Ministry degrees from Luther Rice College and Seminary. And I'm excited about the new ministers, the new crop that we're turning out, if you will. and the mark that they're going to make in the ongoing history of Luther Rice College and Seminary.